Hey, Lars. Hey, JB. Hey, Bear Rose. Hey, Buck. Hey, there's somebody else coming in. Auto Salvage Outlaws, what you doing in the school bus? I'm driving it to pick up all y'all sissies that I leave at the start. So y'all get ready. Ha 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 ha. Stay tuned for more.
There we go. Can y'all hear me? There we go. Can anybody hear me? Yes, faulty internet service. Tim Bar. Hello, JB. I got a video for you, JB. Hold on. I thought about you today. Thought about you, JB. Yeah, I can't turn the volume up. I don't know. Can anybody hear me? I had to take care of my buddy JB. Hello, London. Cousin Mike, Dakota, Corrine, Tim Mopar, 6% recycled. Deborah Loving Life, is better known as my beautiful wife. Old man in the shop, built not brought. Twisted Mopar. Tim Windsor. Ladies in the house. Rich GT350. And there's Cousin Dean in the house. I think I got the link if somebody wants to hop in. Hey, there's Buck. Buck is in the house. And we got famous Buck. Buck does it. Blockbuster. NSD is in the house. I got a video I want to play y'all. See what y'all think about this one.
Hey, Lars. Hey, JB. Hey, Barrows. Hey, Buck. Hey, there's somebody else coming in. Auto Salvage Outlaws, what you doing in the school bus? I'm driving it to pick up all y'all sissies that I'll leave at the start. So y'all get ready. Ha 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 ha. Stay tuned for more.
Hello, Arrowhead. My wife was playing with Hot Wheels. Dakota, what's off? And there's another one on play. This was our first car. we're back now. Somebody wants to hop in there, there's the link, and I also got it pinned to the top. A bunch of them, JB, a bunch of them. We got a whole series on that Opie Mustang. It's on our very first videos when we started the channel. Twisted Mopar, thanks for coming by. And Arrow Garage, thanks for coming in. Maybe we'll get our first victim here shortly. Uh-oh. Well, they ain't going to be the first victim tonight. Who's going to be the first victim? Victim of circumstances. Where's Dakota at? Dakota still in here? Yeah, I was thinking, Hammer, you'd probably get it today or tomorrow. Hello, Jason. Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. If y'all ain't checked them out, go over and check them out and give them a sub. Come on, Tim Mopar, it'll be alright. I'm on it. I ain't broke the camera yet. Come on in here, Dakota. You be my first victim. We got half-fast garage in here. Oh, man, that means I might be getting famous here. Y'all want my autograph? Uh-oh, we're getting famous. We got the Englishes in here. Hello, Andy. JB. Irby's Garage is in the house. LA Auto Works. And Junkyard D. Y'all head over there and give Junkyard D a sub. He's one of the 500 group this year. Of course, I went over and give my wife a sub on her channel. She's been working really hard on both our channels to get them where they need to be. Yeah, we ain't really had time to do a whole lot of nothing but working on the car and pulling motor down to get it out of the barn. Had to tote it out. And then I tried playing Superman and wound up getting thrown 6 feet up in the air. And then my wife has been going back through our videos and adding more tags to them and changing up the description of the videos and doing all that good stuff. And our views have really picked up. I'm talking about picked up and averaging about 3 subs a day. So it's really starting to pick up. That's what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks, and I was planning on putting my motor together today and try to get it in tomorrow, but we got rain coming tonight, so if it don't rain tomorrow, I might be able to get my motor put back together and then get ready to sit down in the car, and then I'll finish it up one day next week. Yeah, that's good, Dakota. I seen where you passed 3 channels on the list. That's real good. I'll give you a hint. Post a video every day in 3 shorts a day at 9 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning, and you'll get 500 subs in no time. Had fast I would put it together in rain, but I'm doing it outside and I don't want to get soaking wet. We still got 159 days left. So I'm not really in that time crunch to get it going. Tim Mopar might be getting a Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Yeah, Dakota, you passed 3 channels on the list. Hello, Pickle with Pickle, picking it with a pickle. Yeah, I seen that, JB, where you said y'all was already raining up there. Yeah, we watched the radar and seen it was coming your way. Techno stuff will get 9-volt batteries in the junkyard will get 2,100 subs. Yeah, that's about right. Herbie, y'all got some nice Chevrolets right there, buddy. I see y'all's channel really popping up in the next year. Yeah, Mopar, the Crown Vic's police interceptors, it's got that low miles that was used by a detective, so it's probably a good car. $830K views. Wow. Half-Ass Garage, I agree. The first 1,000 is brutal. Y'all, if you ain't subbed to any of the channels in here, run over and give everybody a sub. That's the only way we're going to get everybody subbed up to get their count going up.
Trying to get them on there.
Yeah, JB, 7:30. I've been trying to get them for you, buddy. We're gonna get you there. Hang on. Yeah, I'd like to see that 55, Herbie. Buster's Radio Garage is in the house. And we got Tony's Hot Rod. LP is in the house. Heard where you can let your free car wash. Take your bottle of soap out there when it's raining and pour it over top of it. Get your scrub brush and then rinse it off. Yeah, everybody sub with one another, and that way your count will go up. Chris does a live, I think, on Sunday nights. If you ain't checked his Busted Radio Garage, head over there on Sunday night and check one of his shows out. He's a real great guy. 38 POS Racing is in the 500 list. Make sure everybody goes over and gives him a sub. I think he's bringing a Corvair to No Name Nationals. I'm not sure, but he's working on one. We got Corrine in the house, One-Eyed Cats in the house. Busted Radio's going to give some killer stuff away this week. Well, I'm just doing my part to try to get everyone on the 500 list, and anybody else that needs some subs. Mainly just everybody come in here and just get subs, and mainly the 500 group where they can get the No Name Nationals. I kind of enjoy helping people get their subs for No Name Nationals. Tim Lopar, you're going to make it, buddy. You're going to make it. Oh, you're going to be driving the 59 again. That'd be cool. Mohawk needs a sub. Let me put my list up. Hold on just a second. We'll start from the bottom to the top. Joe Rule's Garage, Twisted Mopar Garage, Scarlet, Four-Eyed Cuda, and Junkyard D need some subs. They're the last one on the totem pole. And then we got, well, there we go. Mr. Polo C4, new guy's guitar, Dakota's Time Out, 38 POS Racing, that Piero guy, and Mohawk 62. And then we got Lucky Bead Speed and Service. He's one of No Name sponsors. Back Motor Funny Car Team, LA Auto Works, Chucky's Garage, Turbo Tom, Smoke Wrench Garage, Road Beer Garage. Road Beer made his 500 something subs just the other day, but you still go sub to him. Tesla Speed Shop, Nick the Band 90, Rob's Street Cars, and PJ's Rusted and Busted Garage. PJ made his last week also. So You need to sub one of them. Just head over there and go to their channels and hit their sub and tell them I sent you over there and start making videos.
I'm trying to get everybody's name.
Me post somebody wants to jump in. I got it posted at the top also. If somebody wants to jump on in. Man, I was about to put myself in timeout. Yeah, I got my. Yeah, Scarlet Poor IQ is getting some. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. Yeah. Oh, that sounds good, Busted Radio. Thanks, 38 POS Racing. Cousin Mike's over there unloading the horse. Maybe we'll get somebody up here on the first victim of circumstances. Yeah, I got the heads I'm gonna use on my engine. Got everything now. Just basic now. Just still gotta get my seals and transmission fluid, and gotta get the 2 back tires and 2 radiator hoses and heater hoses, and I think that's about it. And then I'll have everything then. The list got mighty small. And I like to give a big shout out to Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. That's Corrine's son. They blessed us with a fuel cell. So I'd like, everybody to go over there and give them a sub and tell them thank you, because they really has helped us. That's what about this community, and there's so much, few channels of negative, don't realize this is one of the best communities on YouTube. It's not just about 1 or 2 channels, it's the whole community that what makes it the best on YouTube. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, after this live, cousin Mike, we won't have no minutes till the 28th. Ours will be on StreamYard to be over with 28. Yeah, I've seen smaller channels start growing quick, and then their channel change, and then they don't even act like themselves, and then they become this big mega channel, and I don't even watch it after that. I'll just unsub and quit watching then. What you see on the picture in the video here of me and my wife is what you see in person. That's us. I'm not no professional at nothing, but I do know how to put an engine together, and I do know how to paint a car. I might not be the best at it, but hey, I get it done. Wow. Wow. Ours is in September. We've been on it since 2000 and, well, on this channel since 2017, I think. 15, 16, somewhere around in there. I'd have to go back and look.
Did you see what Cousin Mike said?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'm a professional amateur tour half-pass garage. You're exactly right, Hammer. It's taking the time and responding to each one of your questions. Cousin Crank, I support him because he's good skin like that. Oh, Lord, Dean. Oh, man. Dean, you ain't right, buddy. It's kind of, so I had to shut all my other, somewhere up there, links down to YouTube because of interference with everything. So all I see is just a chat on StreamYard. Cousin Mike, that might be a good idea there. Yeah, I think I've got 3 channels other than this one, and my wife's got 1. The first channel I can't remember to get into because I didn't forget my password and my email address I used back when YouTube first hit the internet. My other 2 channels is linked on this channel here. I can go up there and hit and just change it. Dean is a wild stallion. I wish Dean was over here. I'd have him out there sweating on this thunder chicken. Hey, Busted Radio made it back.
So he'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, he'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, Lord, Dean. I appreciate that, Mopar Mustang minivans. Appreciate you very much, buddy. Yeah, I was looking to try to clean the tank out that's under the car, but it's, when I was jacking it up, the tank had a hole in it, so I know it sit there and rusted the hole in it, so I knew I was going to have to do something. I have fast. I appreciate you coming in. So do. Appreciate you. We got LA Auto Works.
What's up, everybody?
What are you doing?
We just got back from the drag strip.
What did it run? What did your car run?
750s.
750s.
All
That's
right.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I was pretty ecstatic.
Oh yeah. What you run it? You got a 351 under the hood. Got a C4 or FMX?
No, that's where I screwed up. I got AOD.
AOD. That's what's in my Thunder Chick is AOD. Yeah, that's what's in it. And I've got a 351 Windsor. And what's
That's
gonna
all
put
a lot on the highway. So it's
right. I was gonna put the 351 Windsor in my Thunder Chicken, but then I knew if I went up there, No Name Nationals, and drive it all 428 miles, and then it rings the transmission, that means I gotta push that thing back 428 miles. So I just left it in there and just went with a 302, nothing fancy.
Mine's definitely coming on the trail, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, LA Auto Works is on the list also on the 500. So everybody go over and give him a sub and check that sweet little Mustang he's got. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to build me a Mustang, but the cheapest one we found right here was like $3,000, and it wasn't nothing to it. Everything was stripped.
Man, they're rusted out down here, and they're over $5,000 down here for a good one.
Oh yeah, it's expensive. They are.
That's without the floor pans rotted out, honestly.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to have me another 65 or 66, but the way things going now, you can't buy one now.
Shoot, no. That was always my dream car, and then my dad ended up passing away, and I got it. That's the only way I got my hands on one, because he got one to build for retirement, never got to build it, so I did.
Wow. I restored a 67 back probably 25 years ago, and I was going to carry it to the paint booth where I worked at, and that was on a Thursday. I think it was Thursday, and the car show was going to be on Saturday, and that Wednesday night I crunk it up and it rode down the hill and hit dead center of the gas tank.
Oh, so, no.
You got to go to the paint booth. Oh man, I'm about ready to cry.
Hey, guys, me. Hell, I put a whole new front end on this one. Took all the original parts off. Took the car out. Drove around for about 2 hours. Wound up hitting a pothole. And the wheel went ejecto and destroyed my whole front end. It was a gnarly situation.
Wow.
I had the wrong daggone wheel studs on there. They weren't long enough. Just chucked the threads right off of it.
I know when that happened, boy. I mean, I spent a lot of money on that car. This is back in the mid '90s, early '90s. Back then, parts was high.
Oh yeah.
And you couldn't just open a book to get a floor pan. You had to go find another car that had a good floor pan in and cut that joker out. It was a hard way to do it back then.
No, we pieced many of them together. But heck, now everything's so China made and cheaply made that it's all cheap. So.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, them little Mustangs there are really easy cars to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the guys having talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
It's
they are
just
simple.
so much simpler to work on than most of the other old cars.
Yep, they are. You can take a socket set and a pair of pliers, and they're about to take that whole car apart. Shoot, yeah. Yeah, I
What y'all
figured
been doing tonight? I got to miss all of it.
Oh, there was a bunch of crap. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't in it. I just made a comment on the pitch on the guy's picture, then realized it was a bunch of lies.
Yeah. I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't really get into it. I don't know the guy personally, so I can't really speak on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, he deleted his channel, calling it a bunch of lies. So
Oh, he deleted the whole channel?
he deleted the channel.
Ooh. Dan must have got him good then.
Yeah. Well, he's been. I think John said since 2019 that he's been doing crap to John, and the day it happened. So hey,
They had enough.
that's right. That's exactly right. I don't blame John one bit. I've done the same thing.
Yep.
So would have. Yeah, I knew your car had to have a 351 under the hood of it.
Oh yeah. She's awful loud. I tried to make it really quiet, try to make it kind of a sleeper, but it's hard to do. This thing, it just hits so hard.
Right. You know, you buy them little remote control, what they call them, put on the exhaust. Did you open
Yeah.
it?
Well, I tried to size down the exhaust, but in all honesty, to me, it created way too much back pressure. It killed a lot of the power in the car.
Right.
No, I put 3 on it, and it's wide open now.
Them 351 Windsors are good engines. I'm talking about you can make some serious horsepower out of them, considering being small block engines.
Yeah.
You can stroke that thing out to 408. Man, it took the wheels off the ground.
One day. Now we just blow the tires off. That's it.
Yeah. Hold on just a second. There we go.
Well, this StreamYard ain't too hard to use now, is it?
Now, it takes a little while. This is like our third time. It takes a little while to get used to it because it's not like the YouTube where you go on live through YouTube.
Right.
It's as you get used to it, it's not that bad. But getting used to it, another story. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to figure out everything because I can go over here and hit and play a video and stuff like that. I'll show you one. I'll show you a small one. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I go live on YouTube and ain't nothing but my face. That's all I can do.
Oh, we got another victim in the house. Victim of circumstances.
What's up, brother?
What you doing, old man? Oh, I think he's froze.
He froze up.
He's froze up.
And oh, how about now? Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
okay.
You're
Okay.
good, Six.
I still had YouTube on. I just I ain't cutting it off.
Yeah, sometimes You opened up
You got
YouTube to
302
interfere.
back together?
Do what now?
Yeah, I had to cut mine off.
Got 302 back together?
I got the other motor took apart. I'm going to use them pistons out of the other engine and use my crank. And I'm using the piston and rods out of the other engine. And then I'm going to use the heads off that engine on my engine. So I got through taking it apart today. And, man, that motor, I guarantee you, probably didn't have, I'd say probably 100 miles, 200 miles on the engine. They built it and took it to a mud hog, and it was in a truck. And they made 2 runs with it, and the distributor broke and caused it not have the oil pressure.
Oh. Did it break the gear off in it?
Broke the gear. Yep.
Oh, man, I see the
That happened too many times.
Was that a
On
standard
brand
bore?
Yep. And then
The standard bore?
I think, yeah, standard bore. Yeah, it is standard. Well, I don't know until when I take the pistons out, and then I'll look at the side of the pistons and see. I'm hoping they're standard bore because my block is standard. Everything on it is standard. So I'm hoping it's standard pistons. But not, then I'll just have to use my old pistons.
If it's done, I'd say it'd probably be at least bore 30 over, wouldn't it?
I'm beginning.
59.
Yeah. Y'all wouldn't believe what we had to literally take this engine apart, and I wasn't even thinking on how much that thing weighed. The motor out of Thunderbird, it's heavy, but I could lift it and tote it with nothing. My wife kept on telling me, that motor weighs about 500 pounds with that crank and stuff in it. I said, no, there ain't no way. I said, I lift that one out of the Thunderbird like it's nothing. We took the heads, the intake, the water pump, the fuel pump off of it, got it down just a head, just a block, and the crank and the pistons. Me and this other guy, my neighbor over there, I brought it from. We picked it up out of the barn and bring it over there and put a little trailer on the lawnmower. And I picked it up, and he was trained, and I'm thinking he's trained, and I didn't pay no attention. I just picked it up just like that right there. And my wife says, "Do you know that's 500 something pounds you just picked up?" I said, "No, there ain't no way." Got home, and we don't know a whole lot of people here. It's just where we moved to, so don't know a whole lot of people. So I can't just say, "Hey, come over here and help me." I was out there, and I said, "Well, I just get this motor off by myself. I'll unhook it from this lawnmower, and I stand on the end of this trailer, and I'll let the motor just go out, and then I'll push the motor out." Well, when I undid it from the lawnmower, I went 6 feet up in the air, and the motor fell out, and I fell right on my backside. I said, "Come back here."
It's been a good time to have a camera.
Yeah. No, the camera was in my back pocket. And I was like, I looked around, I was like, what the crap just happened? And reached right there and got my phone out of my pocket, and I was trying to open it up to call her because she was in the house and tell her I need some help getting off the ground. I couldn't even remember how to do her phone number. It knocked me cuckoo. And then she said she heard the thump and come out there, and I ran on the ground. And I'm like, she said, "What did you do?" I said, "I went 6 feet in the air." She said, "How'd you do that?" I said, "That trailer shot me in the air." I was in the air, and I was thinking, this is going to hurt.
You lucky you didn't mess up some valuable parts on you.
Well, about 4 weeks ago, I fell off of a road back and fell flat on my back.
Yeah.
This time when I fell on my right side of my hip, my leg. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I wish I had my tripod out there recording. Yeah, that would probably be a million views right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was. I'd like to see that myself just to watch the replay in slow motion.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. Yeah, that'd have been cool.
We got a tripod, but we never think about getting it out and using it.
Man, I use tripods, and I swear them things are in the way, and it's never pointing in the right direction.
We use our phone to record videos.
You'll spend more time walking back and forth to that daggum tripod than you will sitting there. Just go ahead and film something.
And then we use this sometimes. So
yeah, I used a camera almost identical to that for a long time. And
I never think about putting it on a tripod because our tripod will set that camera plus our cell phones. And I never think about using it.
Well, they make straps to put it on your head. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good thing it wasn't on my head because it probably knocked my head off the other day.
Been had to buy a new phone too.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised it didn't break the phone because that's where it hit. And phone's not cracked or anything.
Huh.
Yeah. Could have hurt the motor.
Yeah, you're lucky. You didn't break the phone.
My side is killing me. All the way down my leg is killing me.
Oh, I bet so.
I should have just waited, but it had to be done, you know.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of patience. When I'm ready to do something, I'm ready to do it.
Right.
Most of the time, that causes issues because I'm gonna wind up getting hurt or tearing something up.
Right.
But you know, I'll be 62 in November, so it's time for me to get a little bit smarter anyway.
Right.
Need to quit taking on taking some building projects is what I need to do.
Yeah, I was moving towards after I got through my buddy's Ford truck and that Chevrolet pickup truck. Once we got through that Chevrolet truck, we're gonna sell it. But his granddaddy's Ford truck. Once I got done with it, then I was gonna just call it quits on any motor pulling and stuff like that, and just concentrate on doing a little bit of paint and body work and stuff like that. And then here lately, all you can buy is stuff that needs a motor or transmission in. So, you know, it's
yeah.
I guess I need to do that instead of find something that didn't need nothing because it's so high.
Right. Well, you can't hardly probably afford anything that don't need a motor and transmission in it.
Oh, it's down here, man. It's unreal. It is unreal price.
I look at Marketplace almost daily. You know, looking, and there used to run across some deals on Marketplace.
Right.
But now, no. Everybody's watching too many of them damn Barrett Jackson and mess.
Yep.
You know, they think everything they got's made of gold. It's not.
No, it's not. And I would never dream to see some of these old cars that are really on 1 to 10 on a scale from 1 to 10, the number one cars bring the most money. But some of these that's got cars that don't even get on the scale from 1 to 10 wants the same thing as the number one cars go.
Right.
But they don't realize the work and the money that goes in them cars to get them to number one.
That's right. I mean, you look at just like the old G-bodies, Chevrolets and Pontiacs and old Buicks and stuff. You couldn't give them things away 10 years ago.
Right.
The
Now you can't.
and all that junk. You couldn't give the damn things away.
We got a
now, you know, you're lucky to find one.
We got a 90 model Luna out here. This is a one-owner car.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably never leave here. Unless I got so broke I had to make it leave, but it probably will never leave because they get hard to find. Yeah, they really get hard to find. Mohawk appreciates it, buddy.
That's just like the we'll say the Lumina. You're talking about that. You find a 2-door Lumina that were uglier than a mud fence, front wheel drive. You know, they were a driver. That's all they were.
Yep.
Man, them things are high.
They are. They're very expensive. They're very expensive.
Yeah, I was looking at 80. What was it now? 81 Malibu on Marketplace the other day. It's a drag car, street strip car. Got a 6-point cage in it, little 355 Gene 4-built motor with a power glide and a 12-bolt rear end under it.
Wow.
All steel, no glass on it. They wanted $14,000 for that car.
I was about to say about 16, 17 is what I'd say around here.
Yeah, 14 grand, and you know, and it was rough. It was rough. It was a grudge car that they had mamacked on.
All works. Where are you from?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Tennessee, Chattanooga. Pretty country up there, buddy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Real pretty. I got a lot of cousins that live in Tennessee.
Hope I don't know none of them.
Yeah, a lot of them live up there on my dad's side. That's where my dad's side originally came from, out of Tennessee.
They try to make it look like a real big city, but it's really not.
It's not
around here.
Yeah, you get past the little strip right there, it's just country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just country.
The only drag strip that's, I want to say, you'd have to drive 3 or 4 hours away to get to the nearest drag strip besides the one we got in our backyard. So we got the Georgia and Tennessee guys that always show up. That thing's always packed out.
Wow.
When I'm watching Vandermeer getting shut down and bulldozed, then I'm seeing our local tracks that's packed out, and I don't understand it. Why are they getting rid of all these tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the closest one. Yep. The closest one. Yep, that's it. The land is worth more money. I think the closest one that here to us is still Alabama. Down in Steele. I think it's the closest one. Oh, Montgomery. I think they're still running Montgomery.
Shoot, I got 3 of them within an hour and 10 minutes, any direction I want to go, just about.
Yes, it used to be like that around here, but we got the one now, and that's what we got. But this thing's so packed out, if they got rid of it now, it'd be crazy.
Right.
There's one now that's 15 minutes from my house, so we'll see how that goes. But
you're gonna have one quick car, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot to do with a lot of the older ones that that did this back in the 50s and 60s and 70s is done long gone now.
Yeah.
And it's got to the point where their kids or their grandkids don't want to have anything to do with it no more.
That's right.
I believe that's got a lot to do with it.
This local track here, it had a ditch between the two lanes. You know, so if you got squirrely area bit, you were going to hit a guardrail or a ditch.
Ooh.
Yeah. So insurance, this new guy bought it, and he couldn't get any kind of insurance because of that ditch. So
Wow.
it was cheaper to tear the whole track up and can fill in the ditch and completely repave it than it was to repair that center section. I think it was like $175,000 to repave that 8th mile.
Yep. Yep, it's expensive now.
Yeah, somebody went out there, he had all brand new LED parking lot lights and track lights, and somebody went out there and stole every one of them. You know, so he's out of time.
That's just crazy right there. Well, you get something going, and then ignorant, stupid people like that go in and mess it up for everybody else.
I have no business out there to start with.
No,
so a bunch of drug addicts out there looking for a piece of copper to sell.
Yep.
Steal and go sell what it was.
What gets me is they'll go into a house and they pull all the copper wire out of the house, and they don't realize there ain't but about $10 worth of copper and all that wire.
Right. Destroy thousands of dollars worth of unit just to get to that $10 worth of copper.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Yeah. Well, we wired a bunch of apartments one time. I wired houses for 30 years. We wired a bunch of 2-story apartments, high dollar apartments. And between the top of the breaker box and the ceiling was about 1.5 foot high. We come back from a 3-day weekend to work on them buildings, and somebody had cut that 1.5 foot of all them wires out at every panel box. You know, didn't even cut the wires in the panel, just cut that little 1.5 foot section out.
Yeah, we leased
idiots.
When we first got married, we leased a house, and the people lived in North Alabama, I think it was, or Tennessee. I can't remember where they lived at. We talked to them over the phone, and they told us to go by and get the key. So we went by somebody they knew that had the key, and we done got moved in and went to get the lights and turned on, and the power company said the lights is on. So we went back to the house and turned the light switches on. Then I realized some idiot done crawled up in the attic and cut all the wiring out of the house. I was like, yeah. And we went in there and done painted the living room, the dining room. And I'm like, oh man, this is wasted money. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've had that happen. Be wiring a new house, say on Friday, take off for the weekend and come back on Monday, and somebody's been in the house and cut all the wire out from under it.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't wind up with nothing but a bunch of little short pieces that ain't worth nothing.
That's like these idiots crawling up under people's car and getting their converters. That's the most stupidest crap I have ever seen in my life. That is stupid.
Oh yeah.
I was doing converters before people even know what a converter was, and I was going by this each salvage yard, and I was buying their converters, and I had a 3-man crew to go in there and cut all the converters out of the junk cars from the salvage yards, and then it just kept on, and then people just, I don't know. There's no way that I'm going to crawl up under somebody's car and take their converter off. That's about stupid.
Yeah.
You get that? I'm surprised that somebody got shot over that. You're like, yeah.
They're doing it, though.
I'm sorry, I'd get it and act like I didn't know you was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, it come on the news one time a couple years ago, and couple of guys was in Birmingham. I think it was in Bessemer over there at a Walmart or somewhere, a shopping center on the news where they're cutting the converters out underneath people's cars. And I'm thinking, they are crazy to go out in public and go in the parking lot cutting somebody's converters off. I was like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it don't make a bit of sense.
Yeah, there was a dealership not far from here, an hour or so drive away from here. Somebody went out there one night and they cut a bunch of catalytic converters out from under brand new trucks sitting out there on the showroom line. You know,
Yeah,
how did
that's,
somebody not see that? Somebody had to see them out there crawling underneath them trucks.
We've only
Yeah,
had them 3 or 4 at the dealership that I'm at. We don't really have that big a problem with it up here.
it's just nowadays every business and about all the houses got cameras on it. It's stupid
Mhm.
knowing that there's cameras and they still gonna go do something like this. That don't make no sense.
Right, but 7 out of 10 times, no matter if you got them on camera or not, don't really do no good.
That's crazy. Yeah, like London
Yeah.
said, they have all the school buses, and a lot of people don't know the converters under the school buses. Some of them ain't worth nothing. Some of them ain't worth. They ain't worth crying. One of them,
Huh.
and
Yeah,
it got
I know, mofo.
right. It goes by numbers on them now. Where used to they go by big GM, large GM, Ford, Mono, Big Mono, and different names. Exotic, and then they had the large exotic. Back when I was cutting them, the large would bring $1,000, and I've cut,
Huh.
and I had cut probably 5,000-6,000 cars, probably more than that. And I've only cut one of them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell nobody what this thing come off of because I'm buying all this junk.
There you go.
But now they go by numbers on them now, and
Yeah.
so you have to really look up the numbers to see if they're worth anything. And that's my brother over here. My brother's in the chat.
Huh. Yeah, I got a buddy that's got a scrap yard, and he's got a guy comes 2 or 3 times a year and buys all the cats out from under the cars,
Yeah,
and he'll count them up and tell him how many he's got, and then
Yeah.
him and the boy will come up with an agreed price on the phone. So the boy said, he said, just the good ones, you don't get them all or none.
right.
So
I
he
had,
comes up with like, I think it was $125 a piece he paid for the last ones he got from him.
Jeez.
yeah, I had a
West
guy.
cut them off. He ain't cut them off.
I had a guy, Kentucky, that brought him for the refinery place up there, and he'd bring me a big old dump out there, and I'd throw converters, alternators, starters, sensors, you name it in there, and then he'd come out there and pay me for it. He'd go through it. It was an all day thing, going through everything, and they'd pay me and load them up.
It
He'd
was.
go back to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
done real good until 08, 07. It's when the economy fell down. Man, it went from like I was getting like $18 a hundred on a car then, and then it dropped down to like $3 a hundred. And after that, I said, I'm done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, they take the fun out of it real quick, won't it?
It will. It's really the only way you're gonna make any money off a scrap car if you get a place to put them and sell parts off of them. That's the only way you're gonna make any money. If you get a car
That's the way my buddy does it. You know, he's got the junkyard back in the woods, and
Yeah.
you know, and people buy a lot of parts from him. And then when they're stripped right down to nothing, he'll crush them up and haul them off. But yeah, he's got his own rollback and all that kind of mess, so he does good. But it's a 24/7 job too.
It is. When I first started, I was working with a buddy of mine in his shop over there, and he had like 40 acres of land out behind the shop. And I had like 2 or 3 calls ask me if I want the cars out of the yard. I said, well, I don't really have a place to put them. I had a bunch of cars at my house, and I had a little shop behind my house. And the way the property was, it was kind of hilly, and you only had one way in the backyard and one way out. So you didn't have a whole lot to put up in there. Well, I had a bunch of Mustangs up there, and I'm like, I'm not going to get rid of my Mustangs just to haul junk in there. So, so my buddy, I said, well, I'll start as a junkyard. He said, I don't know about that. And then a couple of days later, come into work, he said, let's start as a junkyard. I said, okay. I jumped in the road back, and I took off down the road. I was gone probably about 30 miles and picked up 3, brought 2 back, went back and got two more, got that one, and got another one coming back. Within about 2 months, we had probably 600 something cars that we was buying them right and left. And you'd be surprised if we went and got 20 in 1 week, 10 of them was given to us.
Shit, you can't argue with that.
No.
You'll not find that deal now.
No,
not around here anyway. Ain't nobody giving you nothing.
No, not here either. Where we live, this is junk city right here. There's so many people that does it. If you do find a car, you got to literally fight for the car, and if you want it, you got to pay the money to get it. Because there's so many people that does it. So,
there's a bunch of boys around here doing it, and they don't nothing sit long. Somebody.
No, not here. Who was looking at a car?
They had a 73 or 74 Chevrolet El Camino, them old big ugly ones.
Oh yeah,
that was stripped down. There was no motor, no transmission, no rear end, and no interior. It was just a shell. He paid $600 for that thing, and it looked like it had been on fire and burned up. To be honest, I mean, it was just rust. What the hell you gonna do with that thing? It can't
like Dean says, you got to fight for the right to pour them in. I've sold 4 or 5 overseas, and them cars literally sit at the ports, and they go through them cars part by part, and there's a part on there that don't belong on that car. They will not ship that car out. So you got to make sure every part on that car is legit, because if there's one stolen part on that car, they eject it. And whoever sent the car down there will be in handcuffs within an hour. Sure. They right on that. I had one car I sent overseas. It stayed in the ports 3 months before the guy got it. And I was like, and he kept on messing me back and forth. And I'm like, well, I had no control over that. And finally, he called me one day. He says, I got it. He says, I'm happy. I said, man, I figured that up. Took that whole car apart and stick it in there something.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a mess. You ship something overseas.
Well, look, you might know, are the rims on a Dodge Dakota the same thing as the rims on a Ford Ranger?
I thought a Dakota was. I thought a Dakota was exposed.
Yeah, Ford is 5 by 5 by 4 on the Rangers. Now, some of your Dakotas, that 5 lug, I believe it's going to be the same 5x5x4. But if they 6 lug, any 6 lug, Chevrolet, Toyota, Nissan, all them will interchange. If it's a 6
All the
lug.
6 lugs are the same.
Yeah, all the 6 lugs is the same. Yeah.
Okay. We were talking about having to help a boy move a Ford Ranger tomorrow, and I got a set of Dodge Dakota wheels, and that Ranger needed wheels on it to get it moved.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it would work or not.
Hemmer's right. 5x4 by 5x4.5. Yeah.
5x4,
Yep.
4.5. Okay.
Interchangeable in Chevy and Toyota.
Mid 80s to 90s.
Right.
Okay.
Now your newer cars from, I think, 96, 97 around there are all metric wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the Ford, the 97s are metric wheels. They won't fit nothing. You had to have spacers to get them up. I've been on that road.
Huh.
That's like me. I went through 3 or 4 different sets for this Mustang before I finally found a set that would actually ride on the car and not mess anything up.
Right, because your back end, your wheel well in the back, you got the same problem as I got on this Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's with the just like a square body ST trying to get a 10-inch tire up under that. You've got
Right, it's not
to
going
make it 4.5 inches of the backspace, and then not 4 won't work and 5 won't work. It's got to be like 4.5 inches of backspacing.
Right, right.
But there's just no room there. You know, you've got to have it centered up right, or it won't work.
Right. See, it's on some of your Mustangs, the fender well's a little bit wider, and you can run a 10-inch wheel, but you also got to run a smaller tire because if not, it will scrub.
It will scrub like crazy.
Yeah.
Open experience.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna try to get that S10 together. I might try to go to the No Name Nationals with it if I can get it together in time. I mean, I got all the parts to do it. I just got to get on it and do it.
I'm about to shoot. All you got to do is holler at me. I got a couple of them sitting in the yard. You need some.
Yeah. I like to say,
I got a square body. Got a little square body sitting there with a 383 built to go in it, and a turbo 350 with a trans brake and reverse valve body. Got an 8.8 out of her Explorer to go under it. It's just a matter of putting it together, you know, and set a cow track
Don't
board.
forget the cow tracks.
yeah.
Well, I've had them. I've ladder barred them. I've 4-linked them, tubbed them. This one, I just wanted to have a 28 10.5 truck, you know, street legal.
Even if you did,
that thing will go right down the street.
Even if you didn't have nothing to race on, man, you can still come and still have fun with all of us there. It's going to be a blast.
You know, ASO, man, I've drag raced all over the country. And drag racing to me is not a spectator. If I'm not racing, I don't want to be there.
For sure. It's a driver.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I got to get over, you know.
Yeah.
And if something happens together, I may go anyway.
Yes. If something happens, I can't take on the bird. We jumping in that escape and we going anyway.
Yeah. Well, we may go off and go. You know, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's what's all like. We might as well just go. Doesn't matter if we get the subs and make it or what. Might as well just go. You already invested this much time in it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You meet a lot of good people. There's a lot of good channels there, and you can go back and watch footage of last year, and you can even look at how much fun it really is.
Well, I found out about it through seeing a community post and I can't really remember who it was, but I seen a community post with all the cars lined up down the strip.
Right.
got me hooked. I was like, okay, what is this? And then I've been here ever since I seen that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great
Well, that's
community.
like,
Guys are
you know,
speaking all
JB
kinds
and like JB and Lars, man. I've been friends with them boys for several years now. You know,
Them
long
two.
before No Name Nationals, but I've never
Them
met
two
them,
right
you know, in person.
Yeah, them two right there are hilarious, man. They make me
Oh,
laugh
man,
so
they're-
bad.
them things.
Yeah, they good
JB
people.
will get to texting me, and Lars will get to text me at the same time, and oh my gosh, we sitting there laughing, having a blast.
Yeah,
Them boys are a riot. You know, but
yeah.
you know,
working
I
on that
consider,
last 10.
Right. POS was there last year, but he didn't bring a car. But then this year he came back and started his channel. Well, he can get 500 where he can race his car.
yeah.
Yeah, it's you just come back and watch the videos, man. It's an event that really it's not about really drag racing. It's just like just like John said, it's for all YouTube channels creators to get together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what it all is. And then
That's
a
true.
lot of good
true.
channels.
Yeah.
This is truly one of the best communities on YouTube.
Well, that's
That-
like Brad, Poor Boy's Garage, with that yellow Roadrunner.
Right.
He's about 10 minutes up the road from me, 15 minutes, something like that. He's a good old boy, you know, and he goes. And he had a blast.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, once we found out it was so close, it was a no-brainer.
Right.
You know, giving it to somebody else, it might not be, but 4 hours to us, that's an easy drive because we're
I
used
think
to
it's
much longer.
Well, it's
right
400.
at 900 miles from me.
It's 428 miles from here one way. So I figured we're gonna leave probably a couple of days ahead of time, and we'll stay over in Tennessee, and then we'll leave Tennessee and then pull in Saxton that Wednesday around about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
I say, well, I was wanting to do the show, and I was thinking they're doing the show earlier. Not.
Yeah, and then we'll leave Saxton that Sunday, and then we'll come back home Sunday, and then we'll stay another night in Tennessee, and then we'll drive on in.
Are you not going to drive straight through?
No, we're gonna leave a couple days early, and then stay a night in Tennessee, and then go from there, and then leave Tennessee and go into Saxton.
Okay. Well, you just will run up with JB and them and meet up with them boys and come when they come.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go toward Nashville and go that route because GPS sees you through Nashville. It's actually closer to me, split Tennessee in half and cut across in Kentucky and go across the bridge and get on. I think that's 55 straight to Saxton. So it's like maybe like 2 turns, and that's gonna be our best route for us to go.
Wow, my ears.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Well, that thing will wake up the dead.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, the bad thing is I had the volume turned off. I guess
Yeah, well, I was going to try to hook up with JB and them when they headed out, see if we couldn't all head out in tow. That way, if anybody had any troubles with the trailers or whatever. You know.
See, Chucky's
good
probably
deal, you know, get a herd of guys together and go at the same time.
right. Chucky's probably about an hour and 40 minutes away from us. And then plus we got Potential Projects is about 3 hours away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got halfway from Nashville, too. So.
Right. And I was telling Chucky, what I'll do is I'll convoy together in case something happens with, nothing else. We can figure out how to drag a car somewhere instead of leaving it on the interstate.
We got
Right.
Well, there'd be enough rednecks there. They'll make something happen.
That's right. That's right.
Shoot, I can't wait for it.
Oh, I'm excited about it. That was my Christmas present, getting the tickets to No Name National. My wife kept on saying, "What you want for Christmas?" And I said, "I don't want nothing." And now I'm sitting there and I told her, I said, "I do want something." She said, "What's that?" I said, "Tickets to No Name National." I said, "That's what I want for Christmas."
I work the 8 to 5, and then I come home and work the 5 to 9. So it's gonna be a nice little vacation for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially you work on these things every day. Woo.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It's
man.
hard, you kind of lose track every time because you cut so many of them. And once you finally get back in yours and work on yours, it brings it all back.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
That's right.
I said I used to do it. Work all day, come home, work on my own. Used to do it, and
yeah,
I ain't working on nobody else's crap. I'm gonna mess my own crap. Man, some days in that shop, man, the clock will just never about stop. And then some days it goes by so quick.
Shoot, they're going 25, 30 cars a week. And they're slow down. It's just go.
Yeah, over at the buddy place, man, we had a road back. Man, we had that road back. I mean, it was a brand new road back when we bought it. And when we sold it, it had almost 1 million miles on it. Man, we run the tires off that thing, buddy. I'm talking we wore the tires off of it.
Huh.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find me one of them. I get my hands on one of them and I can slow it down elsewhere.
Yeah, it's expensive right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's expensive. Yeah, we're looking for one that's gonna be an 05 or better.
Well, I've been hauling everything around with a trailer, and it's put wear and tear on my truck that it does not need. So.
Yeah, it will. Well, if you got a road back, it's a lot easier hopping that road back. And even if I drive to Georgia, I can bring 2 back from Georgia.
Right.
If I'm going that way, I can pick 2 up from here, take them to Georgia, pick 2 in Georgia, and then bring them back.
Yeah.
So that's 4 cars in one trip. And
that's right.
It's expensive. It's not like it used to be, man. It's just in the freaking parts. You can't get parts here.
You ain't telling me nothing, brother.
No, you can't get nothing.
I waited on a Chevy Fender for a 2017 for 2 weeks.
I believe it. I believe it.
A rear floor pan support for a Kia. It took 8 months to get that support for that floor pan.
Yeah.
All the while, insurance having to pay for rental. I'm like, you could have just totaled the car and bought another car for that.
Right. Wow.
But yeah, parts is definitely messed up. I know doing this hot rodder thing, yeah, we see it, but being in the field that I'm in, it's magnified. It's bad, man.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. Appreciate that, 38. Yeah.
What are you lacking on getting your motor done there, buddy?
Well, if it's raining tomorrow, I'm probably going to put it together Monday. And then try to get it in there the first of the week. And then once I get it dropped in the car and the motor and transmission buttoned up, it won't take long to finish it because I'm doing away with the wiring to the distributor because I'm going to use the one wire
You know, the
Yeah.
one wire system, yeah.
Distributor and then one wire alternator off the Chevrolet. So all that under the hood, so basically just 2 wires is all I need, and then plus my headlights and stuff, my tail lights, because I'm gonna drive. I plan on driving around here for a little while, and then so it shouldn't take probably 2 days once I get the motor in there to get it in there and get it started and breaking in the cam, and then after I break in the cam, and then I'll go back and then I'll dial everything in.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I'm ready to see that thing going.
He said you better watch it.
Do I now?
Mike said you better watch that background.
Oh yeah, the background. That's one of the free pictures I get. Well, I can actually change the background. Hold on a minute.
I don't know.
Let's see. There we go. There we go. I put some Chevrolet up there tonight.
What was wrong with the Ford, man? Damn. Way to hit me right in the heart, why don't you?
Oh,
Everybody will tell you that I'm a Ford man, but I have no preference. I have literally worked on them all, and they have all treated me like crap, so I have no preference.
He said much better.
I like them all, but my thing is Fords, but I'm not crazy against the Chevrolet or Dodge, as I've owned all of them. So one of the best vehicles, I believe it or not, one of the best vehicles I ever owned was a 76 Chevrolet pickup truck that I gave $1 for.
Yep, I won't ever tell you that.
That's LP.
There's LP in the house.
How you doing, Laura?
Hey, Lord, how we doing?
Yeah, I like them all. I'm working on that 64 Chevrolet pickup truck that belongs to me and a buddy of mine. We putting it together, and it's gonna be for sale for too long when we get done with it.
I find me a 69 C10 pickup, short wheelbase, and I give everything I got to give.
Well, we got a long wheelbase.
Ford man, but I love them C10s.
Yeah, we got a 69 70 model Chevrolet long wheelbase. I'm robbing the front end and the rear end out of it for the 64.
Yeah.
And got the seat in the steering column out for the 64, and then man, that thing it still got some good parts on it. We're gonna drag it out to the 1040 out there and just park it, and then if we do run across one a short wheelbase, still we got all the body parts to put on a short wheelbase. No way.
Well, it's pretty easy to take a long bed and make it a short bed. That's no big deal.
You ain't lying, but I consider the value.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get one of them.
It's true.
I like the short wheelbase trucks, but I also like a long wheelbase truck. Because a long wheelbase truck, I can make some money with a long wheelbase truck because I can haul more crap in the back of it. Short wheelbase truck, you can't haul hard enough. That long wheelbase, I can make the bumper drag.
So much better.
Yeah,
They do look so much better.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But I can't say nothing. I got one of these little square body S10s that I'd load up 6,000-7,000 pounds on and take to the scrapyard and wouldn't think twice about it. Wouldn't care.
I had a 79.
So much money.
I had a 79 Chevrolet long wheelbase. I had a 83 F-150 short wheelbase. That was my personal truck. It was nice. And then I had an 84 Nissan long wheelbase pickup truck, extended cab. And I used to haul my cores before the guy brought me a dump out there. You tell me which truck hauled the most on the truck with less problems.
Probably the Nissan.
That Nissan outworked that full-size Chevrolet and the full-size Ford truck.
I don't know
So
what
did.
about them little trucks. They're amazing when it comes to that.
Man, I probably had 5,000 pounds on the back of that Nissan, or 5,000 pounds on either one, that Ford or Chevrolet. Chevrolet was squatting, the back bumper was literally on the ground. The Ford just, it didn't have it in it to haul it. But the Nissan, buddy, you just get another gear, it's ready to go. It was ready to go. Man, and it was nice. And my Ford truck and my Nissan truck was nice. Both of them was nice vehicles. And I took that Nissan and I drove the wheels off that thing. Literally drove the wheels off of it. And then wound up selling it. And then I started using my Ford truck every day and then got it demolished, hauling junk. And I said, I'm through with this. I'm tired of messing with this. Like I say about trucks, if you want a pretty truck, buy a Chevrolet. If you want one to ride good, buy a Dodge. If you want a good work truck, buy your F-250.
Yep.
That's it.
Put some steering stabilizers and a track bar on there first.
That's right. That's right.
Do not work that truck without doing that front end. You will hurt.
Mike said the Dodge Ram came full of Bud Light. It was weird.
Did it shoot rainbows out the tailpipe?
Well, I wonder how much money Bud Light Budweiser had lost.
Last I heard, it was over $5 billion. This is insane. To think they got that kind of money to lose, though. It's like
They have messed up big time.
Oh yeah, they got the money. Yeah, they ain't hurting yet. If it keeps on going on, it'll hurt them.
Yeah.
Probably a couple months they'll start laying off people then. $7 billion.
Well, see, that's kind of a two-sided their coin because, you don't want to support that stuff, but you also have to think that's a big part of an American economy.
Right.
We're talking about that closing up.
That
That's
hurts
not
a lot of
good
people.
thing.
Yeah, and it's been open over here, since the 1800s?
Right.
Last 1800s. It's one of the only companies from the 1800s that's still going, if I'm not mistaken. But we still got Macy's. I think Macy's still going, ain't it?
Yeah, Macy's is still good.
Yeah.
No, not sure.
There ain't many of them that's still in business from the 1800s or more. So that's
It don't
great.
affect me because I don't drink either. So
I don't either. I
I
drink
think,
tea and Kool-Aid, and every now and then I'll get a Dr. Pepper now.
I live on Dr. Pepper. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh. That's what happened to me is them Dr. Peppers.
You just need caffeine.
About 7, 8 Dr. Peppers a day. It really messes with you. It do some damage. It will do some damage.
oh yeah.
Don't mess up.
Dang.
I would hope so, dude.
Oh, you're coming in, buddy.
Take it easy, Mike.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, they ain't something else.
Yeah, Bud Light was sold out to some foreign company, but I don't remember now where they're from, Europe or somewhere.
Yeah, it ain't like it used to be. It's not everything Still here is gone now. All our textile mills is in overseas, Mexico. Half of our metal companies are overseas now, China. Basically, if you go riding through some of these towns and realize something, people would realize all we get is fast food and dollar stores.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all we got now. How can
You've been made into a consumer, not a worker, not a
Right.
provider, a consumer.
Mhm.
and it's crazy. It's crazy. Things said he ain't go there.
He said, it ain't. It ain't.
Yeah, it don't make sense. You know, it just don't.
No, it don't.
But yeah, you look at how many people from the guy that makes the cans to the guy that drinks the beer, how many people's in between there?
Right.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
there's a bunch of people gonna hurt over this.
Yeah, 38 is right. Look at how much land that is owned by foreigners now.
Oh yeah.
And most it's China.
Every acre of farmland around eastern North Carolina if it comes up for sale, foreigners are buying it.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
I can't blame the people that are selling it. I mean, because they're paying high dollar for it.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So-
but there's also a price for your freedom. And that's
Right.
where people need to realize that's not something you should
Yeah.
be doing.
Right. Right.
Exactly right. I totally agree.
A lot of this younger generation don't really know nothing. That's the problem.
Right.
They were raised on a cell phone. They don't understand this stuff. They
Mhm.
throw so much information at you that you don't know what to decipher or what to think. And that's the whole point. Don't think. You see,
Right.
my generation that was raised by the generation before them, that we were taught to think. So now that we're seeing this even younger generation, it's a nightmare for us. Honestly, I ain't even gonna lie. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, they don't know nothing.
I go to work every day. I come home and I don't know if the money's going to be there. Or the money's any good. Why?
Right.
What they've done to our country.
Yeah. Yeah.
China's going to own us and never fire a shot doing it.
Yep.
Yes. It's crazy. It's
Yep.
It's crazy.
That's right. But all the peacefulness that everybody wants, they don't understand that you kind of need to be violent to keep that peace sometimes.
Right.
That's right.
It's just-
You know, if
Well,
I'm
the
not-
huggers need to go hug a tree and leave everything else alone.
Yep.
I'm not against nobody coming over here if they do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with that if they do it the right way.
Come over here the right way, get a job, pay taxes just like everybody else does. I have no problem with that.
That's
Quit
right.
raising
But-
taxes. That's what I got a problem with.
Yeah, tax.
But when they
Yeah.
don't, they come over here illegal. Government pays for everything. They make money and send it back to Mexico. That's bull.
Yeah, it is. It's
That's what
crazy. Yeah, it does. It's just crazy. Auto Works, go ahead and show us, pop the hood on that Mustang. Let's see up underneath the hood of that thing.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
I'm gonna put you.
I know how to switch the camera around on this one.
Journey, that's the way I see it, buddy. That's what happens here.
I'm gonna put you on. There you go.
I don't know if you can quite see anything. This is my favorite sticker.
In the wrong end.
You see, I don't know how to work StreamYard, so I'm sorry.
No, you doing good.
But yeah, she good. She run
Yeah.
like a college dog. She good to go.
Oh yeah.
Had a problem. My header came off, and I thought my carb was messed up. It was a weird situation.
Cool. I bet. I bet.
And I'm sitting here thinking she's running lean and this and that because I got a hot header tube, and I couldn't understand what was going on. And I got down there and got to looking around, and seeing just a little daylight through it. And I was like, what is this? I took that collector, and sure enough, that thing was about to rattle off the damn engine.
Right.
I'm like, dadgummit.
Good old
You
header.
using what gaskets you using on your headers?
It's the metal gaskets.
Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever have a time leaking on them gaskets?
Every now and then, but I usually double them up.
Yeah, that's what I do. Double them. They
See,
used to
I
make.
put anti-seize on the bolts, which is, I kind of figured would be a good thing, but apparently not.
Yeah.
It rattled them right out.
All that shaking going on.
Yep. Holding that brake and foot braking it. Then, yep.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I used to put. Trying to think of the McCarty gasket, I think it was. That's what we used. We'd always double the gasket. I think it was McCarty gaskets. Yeah,
Well,
that's
they
right.
got kind of a gasket sealant that I wanted to try, but I just never could bring myself to actually do it because it looked so tacky being on there.
Yeah,
And it's just so much work to get that header off because I got to raise the side of the engine on this car to get the header off of it. You
right.
got to understand, big old engine, little bitty engine bay.
Now on a forward on the exhaust side, in your manifold, if you have them clean and they're not nicked up or anything, you don't have to have an exhaust gasket on regular manifolds on the Ford. But if you got headers on the Ford, you better double your gasket because if not, you're gonna be leaking.
Yeah, it's the same way with Chevrolet. On typical Chevrolets, running exhaust manifolds, we never run gaskets. Just,
Right.
Manifold straight to the head. But if you're running a header, you better run some good double gaskets. And we always, and if the headers would allow, we always use lock washers on the header bolts to try to keep them from backing up some.
Right. Yeah, I had
a lot of them won't let you do it, but
I haven't thought about that.
Some of the bolts will let you do it.
I had put gaskets on a 289 I had one time when I was younger, and my dad said, I don't know why you put gaskets on that thing. I said, well, it's going to leak. He said, no. And he said, now it's going to leak. And I said, no, they've got gaskets on it. Oh, it wasn't long. It happened when it was cold weather. It all started leaking. And he got out there one Saturday morning. He said, get out there and get them exhaust on. And it was like 35, 40 degrees outside. I'm like, no, I'm not getting out there. He said, yes, you are. I told you not to put them gaskets on it. I went out there and had to change them gaskets. It was about 35, 40 degrees outside. I said, from then on, I won't be putting no gaskets on my manifold no more. I learned that a hard way.
Yep, we've never done it. We will take a straight edge and check them to make sure they're not warped or anything. And if they're warped, a lot of times we'll take the belt sander to them and trim them back up.
A few, yeah.
But headers, yeah, I don't know what the right answer is for headers. I don't know if there is a good answer for it.
Well, now I'm going to try a lock washer now that you said that.
I mean, that's what I've always done. And
said the copper header gaskets are good.
There were if like the Felpro gasket sets, where it comes the little exhaust manifold gaskets, for Chevrolet anyway. That's what I use now for header gaskets. They seem to last longer than the copper ones and all that other stuff. And you've already bought the gasket set and you got them anyway. So, and they're not holes on the end, they're hoops. So all you got to do is loosen the bolts up and drop them down in there.
Yeah.
And tighten them up. And that's the last 4 or 5 sets of headers I've had. That's what I use on them. And like I say, try to use lock washers. and it works good.
38 PO7 multi-layer involved
Involved steel gas, yeah.
well.
If you were just running headers and mufflers, I wouldn't be. If you weren't going to be a daily driver, on the race motors, we always just run a little bit of RTV around the header flange.
Right, right.
Just an RTV, just to fill up any imperfections and tighten them up and run with it.
Yeah, I did.
A loud race motor, you ain't gonna know whether you got a leak in it anyway.
I'll take my belt sander.
Got me. That's the only way I found it. I thought I was having a leaning out problem. I'd get midway through second, she'd start falling on her face. I thought, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was leaking right out the head.
Oh, yeah, it will.
Yes, sir.
If you got a small block Ford and you get it right, you ain't gonna mess with it. You really, you ain't gonna mess with it. Now, when I get mine dialed in here, when I get to Saxton, I'm probably gonna have to adjust my carburetor because of the attitude. Up there, difference in the attitude. There you go. Different in air quality up there than it is here. So I know I'll have to adjust the
I'm
carburetor.
for sure going to have to be like, hey, Dan, New Guys Garage, come here. Somebody.
Yeah.
Because mine's going to be all messed up. It's used to this humid weather down here. It ain't going to work out up there.
No.
That's why it would be nice to have some air fuel mixture ratio gauge on it, where you could see what you were doing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
So I know when I get it up there, that I'm going to have to adjust the carburetor up there. The difference in the air quality, I guess you can go. Down here, I bought that carburetor there. They don't have a choke on it. We don't use chokes here. We don't even use a choke.
No, we don't.
It don't get cold. If it does get cold, all you do is hit the gas pedal once, twice. It's still gonna get gas in there to crank it. But we don't use chokes down here. Well, I think it's stupid to even have a living down here.
I never liked the idea of a choke anyway, because it cuts the air off the motor, but it don't cut the gas off to it, so it's goes to half-ass flooding it.
Yep.
Right. That's it. That's exactly right.
A fast idle circuit wouldn't be a bad problem at all. That'd be great. But as far as a choke, no, I'm not studying them things. I cut them off.
Right. Yeah, I never liked the choke.
I've probably got 10 or 12 750 and 650 Holley carburetors out in the shop, and ain't nary one of them got a choke on it.
Yeah. Ain't none of mine go. I'd rather just run one without one.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll take them off, and a lot of times I'll take the Dremel tool and cut the air horn right off, and cut it off and get it out of the way. And taper up inside the carburetor.
Right. London said we lived out there in blizzard weather out there, you had to have a choke on it. You're right. You probably had to have 2 or 3 chokes on it living out there. Whoa.
I'm going to EF5 if I move out there.
Yeah.
I don't want them problems.
Right now we're at 80-degree weather, so we don't have a whole lot of winter. Our winters are 50-degree days. They're not that cold.
Yeah, that's the way it is here. Every now and then, though, it takes down below 20.
Get the freezing.
Yeah. I think there was last year, -5 degrees for a couple of days, and then it warmed up to about 15, 16 degrees for a couple of days, and then the next day it was like 70 degrees, and the next day it was 80 degrees, and the next day it was like 20 again. I think Benmo was
here in eastern North Carolina. I mean, it may get in the high 20s at night in the wintertime. but it's going to be in the mid 50s and 60s in the daytime.
Dude, I can
It's
sleep
just-
good when it's 20s and 30s with about 5 or 6 blankets on the bed.
There you go.
When it's hot, I can hang it up.
Hey, yeah.
I cannot stand to sleep in a hot.
Man, I don't
Oh,
know
I
how
can't.
we done it growing up. Because growing up, we didn't even have no air conditioning. You know, just box fans and windows. So, I don't know.
I said, just growing up, they used to stick their head at the screen just to get some air at night. I said, I think everybody done that.
Tony, I agree with you, buddy. Chokes are just a pain.
Yeah, they are. London's been high. This week's been high in the 40s and the 20s at night. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, we've been, man. Shoot, here, I think I've mowed grass 3 or 4 times already this year.
Yeah.
You know, so it,
I ain't cut grass here yet. I got to. I had all this rain. I got to fire up the weed eater.
oh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy here, though. We may have the wood heater lit in the shop one day and the air conditioner on the next day. Who knows? But it's
That's where we at right now. One night we got the air conditioner on in the bedroom. Next night we got the heater on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, it's typically that way for us till around Easter, then it'll start staying warm, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 64 now. But 64 here still feels like it's hot because the humidity's so high.
Yeah.
Yep, 63
We
here
got
right
some-
now.
We got some storms coming in, so that the cold front's coming, so it's probably going to dip down in the 50s, which that's good.
Arizona had the
Still
most storms of anybody I ever seen.
And
It's supposed to get to 58.
man, here lately, man, every weekend we was getting hammered. I was
Every
like,
time you do a live stat, a daggum storm's coming.
yeah. I was like, yeah. So we moved about almost 40 miles from our hometown. And usually when the tornadoes come up, it would like be halfway between where we live now and our hometown, right?
Uh-huh.
Now when they come, they split it on both sides now. I'm like, here a while back, I told my wife, I thought, I think we need to move back home. They're getting too close.
See,
That's
that's
why
one
I've
thing.
always loved where I'm at. These mountains kind of keep us safe. We'll have a freak one every, 5 years or 6 years. But
Yeah.
the mountains pretty much keep us safe up here. They die out over the top.
Yeah,
That's where we're at right here. We're halfway in between the Neuse River, which is a wide river, and the Pamlico River, which is about 3 miles wide. And either a storm comes from any direction, it's going to follow the water. So they'll hang right up to us and they'll hit one of those rivers and go right around us most of the time.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they see, like you said, they follow the river.
Mm-hmm.
If you look on the map, the maps that you see now, but you'll go back and look at the aerial map and find out where your body of water is. And you want to be living in between them two ball of waters because you get too close to that water, that you the line of the tornado is going to come through there because it's going to follow the water.
That's right. I mean, for us, where I'm at right now, either river I could take the Pamlico or the Neuse River, and I can be in the ocean in 30 minutes in a boat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So, the storms are going to follow just about every evening. You can see thunderstorms going down one river or the other off in the distance from us.
The last bad tornado back home was probably back in the 30s, and it just demolished it. I'm actually surprised they even rebuilt the town over. It about wiped out the whole town.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. I'm not living. Buildings was just, it looked like a war zone.
Yeah, well, living between the rivers is not a good thing, too, sometimes when hurricanes come.
Right.
You get water pushed in from both sides of you. You know,
Right.
So over my daughter's place is a mile from me, and she lives on a creek, and it's nothing to have 4 or 5 foot of water come up in her yard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
They get bad. And
yeah.
what,
But
2,
you know
3
they're coming.
years?
I mean, you know, hurricanes don't sneak up on you. You know they're coming.
Right.
So
Right.
you get prepared.
Look, guys, I appreciate you letting me get on here, but it's about time for me to get off here. Old lady's ready for me. Go
I
eat.
enjoyed it. And we'll check out your car when we get to know names.
Oh, you're good. It'll probably be totally and completely different by the time I get there.
Well, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Y'all have a good evening.
All
Okay,
right.
bud.
Y'all be good night.
See you later. Yeah, Lord, it's midnight here.
It's 11:02 here. I'm actually surprised I've been on it this long because I didn't have a whole lot of hours left.
Well, you've been on 2 hours and 2 minutes.
I don't know how long we've been on here. Yeah, 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah, don't it? I just say, don't it show it up there in the top corner of your screen?
Mm,
We came on at 9.
yeah, we came on at 9 here.
Yeah, my screen says you've been on 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 48 seconds.
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, that's good. Well, I think I'm gonna get ready to call it a night too.
Yeah, I think we are too. I gotta get up. I gotta move around. If not, I ain't gonna be able to get up.
Yeah. I got grandson, got baseball games in the morning.
Right.
So we're gonna do that. But all right, buddy. Well, we've enjoyed it, and I will see y'all later.
All right, y'all too. We'll catch y'all everybody later. Appreciate it, everybody.
All right.
Appreciate it, Nancy.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, y'all.
See ya.